In this video, I will work on this beautiful 3D printed cockpit, upgrade some details, and weather this lovely Hawker Hurricane. New technologies allow us to build models at a previously unattainable level. I received this 3D printed cockpit from the producer. As it is printed as a single element, some patience is needed to paint it, but the effect is worth the effort. I airbrushed Mr. Hobby silver lacquer first, then brush painted details with acrylics and weathered everything with Tamiya panel line accent colors. The plastic rear bulkhead has visible tool marks, but this can be quickly fixed with some sanding. All details were primed with black surfacer from Mr. Paint. The upper part of the Hurricane's cockpit was painted interior green while the bottom was metallic. I used Mr. Hobby paints for base colors. All cockpit parts were washed with Tamiya panel line accent colors, dark brown and black. Now I could attach remaining 3D parts. These are not the easiest parts to handle, but take the model in another level. Making an instrument panel using decals ensures a perfect, fully three-dimensional look. I always cut the big decal into small pieces and help myself by using decal solvents. After drying, I airbrushed a clear satin coat and applied ammo crystal glass on instruments to give them glass appearance. The bulkhead required only few cuts to perfectly fit to the print. Pilot's seat and instrument panel fit ideally. Well, looks so good. As I didn't want to damage the fabric imitation with plastic cement, I decided to use super glue to join the fuselage halves. The overall fit was good, so only small sanding of joints was needed. Panel lines were restored with small razor saws and scribers. Unfortunately, I have noticed some molding imperfections on the fuselage that needed sanding. This needs to be done carefully to not damage the cowling details. The underside of the Hurricane is always one of the trickiest areas to work on. I protected the fabric imitation with masking tape, used soft black super glue as a filler, and carefully sanded the surface. The fit of the tail was quite good. I used black super glue to fill some small gaps. I also noticed that the aircraft I was building didn't have a mast on the tail, so I removed it. The wheelbays are nicely designed, but there are many elements that need to be glued together. I attached some of them before painting to ensure the proper fit. Parts were primed with Mr. Paint black surfacer and then coated with Mr. Hobby silver lacquer. Weathering was done with Tamiya black panel line accent. I used various files to fix imperfections on small parts. After the wheelbase were done, I could finally join the wing halves with Revel Contacta glue. Unfortunately, the 3D printed cockpit was slightly too big, preventing the wings and fuselage from fitting together. I had to heavily sand the wheelbase ceiling. Without the aftermarket cockpit, the fit is good without any adjustments. A few panel lines needed restoration, but that wasn't difficult. I used Dymo plastic tape as a guide. A layer of Tamiya thin restored the sharpness. During the build, I noticed some sink marks on the flaps, probably caused by the glue. I filled them with my favorite black super glue and smoothed everything with sanding sponges. One of the most satisfying steps was restoring details using small plastic sheets and tubes. After painting, it is almost impossible to see the difference, believe me. On the pictures of the real aircraft, I noticed a few modifications not typical for the Hurricane Mk.I. First, the gun camera housing, made from square piece of plastic. Then the oil deflector ring, which I made from styrene strip. I also strengthened the antenna mast with wire so I could attach it at the very end. I decided to use 3D printed Arma Hobby exhausts, which naturally look better than the plastic ones. However, the print layers were visible and required sanding. The radiator cowling is one on the most disappointing details of this otherwise nice kit. I used chisels and sanding sponges to clean the interior properly. Additionally, both cowling elements didn't fit well, so I had to apply filler and sand everything several times. The radiator itself, combined from plastic and photo-etched parts, looks awesome and is a pleasure to build. Now I could finally prime the model with Mr. Hobby Black Surfacer applied straight from the can. I attached the gun sight glass made from thin transparent film and attached clear parts as well. Okay, now painting. First of all, this plane was extremely weathered. I started with an earth tone focused on the belly, where I expected the most dirt. Then I applied sky by airbrushing many thin models to create a nice marbled look. It is important to not completely cover the base. After painting, it should still show through the underside color. I strengthened some areas with smoke gray paint and added chipping with Prismacolor pencils. Now the upper surfaces. My Hurricane was assembled from two different planes, and the engine section is painted in different colors. In general, I applied the same techniques as on the underside, but additionally used airbrush stencils to create more dynamic look. I added some lighter tones this way, and then smoothed it out with the base coat. It looks heavy, as it should. If you want to build this plane, please note that extra dark sea gray and dark slate gray are reversed in the instruction sheet. Of course, I haven't noticed it and needed to paint the wings twice. After applying the flat clear coat, I added very many scratches with Prismacolor pencils. Decals have a great quality and can be applied easily on the glossy surface covered with Mr. Hobby GX100. I use decal solvents produced by Microscale and Mr. Hobby. In some areas, I needed to cut the decals along the panel lines, add some more solvent, and push decals on place with a stiff brush. Business as usual. The last step was a wet sanding with Tamiya Sanding Sponge 3000. I followed exactly the same steps in case of all remaining decals. Of course, decals require the same weathering techniques as the whole kit. Let's come back to the underside to do some oil work with Tamiya Panel Line Accent Paints. I apply these paints with a brush dampened in enamel thinner to create some dirt. For heavier grime, I use weathering paste from Mr. Hobby. It's a thick texture paste, great for making clumps of dirt on vehicles, for example. When thinned down with an enamel thinner, it looks like splashed mud. And more Tamiya's accent colors over a satin surface to add dark streaks and stains. And finally, light brown Ready Wash from Ammo. Now the upper surfaces, smoke gray and weathering on decals, Tamiya panel inners and washes, this time from AK Interactive. If applied on an at least semi-glossy surface, you can easily wipe these washes with a dry paper towel. And finally, a little love and weathering for wheels. Now I could seal the model with a satin varnish and finally assemble the kit. Clear parts were glued on place with a 2-component epoxy glue. Although Arma Hobby requires to attach the fuselage legs earlier, these parts can be glued at the end of the build. It requires a little bending, but it's possible without damaging anything. In case you are interested in the weathering of the propeller, you should now see the link to a dedicated movie about it. And that's it. This build gave me a lot of fun during the work on 3D Cockpit as well as the heavy weathering. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give a thumb up and subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, you could also donate me by using YouTube tools or by buying me in virtual coffee. Thanks.